Hey guys, it's Raul again, and today I'm going to share with you a little bit of a book haul because these are pretty easy to film. I know one of the last videos that I posted on my channel was a book unhaul, so I got rid of a lot of books from my shelves, and I've been a little bit picky on the books that I am bringing in. I've been only bringing in books that I know I've heard of, I definitely want to read, I'm still super interested in. I haven't been picking up random books in series that I haven't even started, except for the exception of one book that I picked up that was part of a series I haven't started, because I feel like I'm starting series that I'm not really enjoying and end up getting stuck with some of these series and everything. So I've been a little bit picky with the books that I've been bringing in. All of these books I feel like I'm fairly interested in. A couple I've picked up for my wife that I'm not super interested in, but they were for her. But all the ones that I picked up for myself are ones that I absolutely will definitely read. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys the stack of books that I have picked up. Since my last book haul, there have been vacations and a book outlet order and a lot of Barnes & Noble coupons and stuff. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get started, and I will run through these very quickly. So these are in no particular order because I don't remember the time that I picked any of these up, but the first book I picked up was actually for my wife, and this is Alex Approximately by Jen Bennett. This was very cheap at Books A Million. We went to Books A Million in Florida when we went to visit my brother, and they have an amazing bargain section. So I went kind of crazy picking up books there. So I picked this up for her, summary, contemporary. If she likes it, I might end up trying it at some point. But yeah, I picked this one up because it was like $4. I have Next Year in Havana by Chanel Clean that I've already read, reviewed, loved, talked about on this channel. But this is another book that I hadn't hauled yet, but I had recently picked up this book, as well as the companion novel When We Left Cuba, which I haven't read yet. My wife has read and absolutely loved. This follows another perspective in this kind of family saga kind of story that I am absolutely loving. I also picked up With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo, which I, again, have already read and reviewed and talked about on this channel, but this is a newer release that came out a couple months ago that I hadn't talked about in my last haul, so mentioning it in this one. I picked up as well Furyborn by Claire Legrand. This is the first book in a YA fantasy series that I've heard amazing things about. A lot of people that I definitely trust their opinions here on BookTube have talked about this book and raved about it, so this is definitely one that I needed to pick up. I had a coupon and a gift card and everything from Barnes & Noble, so I ended up, I think, paying like $4 for this book, so definitely needed to take advantage of that. So now I have the first book in that series to, hopefully read later on. I picked up a sequel, which, I'm trying to stay away from. This is a series that I definitely want to continue to read, to start and continue reading, and that is The Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir, another book that I saw at Books A Million for $4, and definitely need to pick this one up. Another YA fantasy series that I definitely need to start. Hopefully sometime this year I can start this series because I've had the first book on my shelf for a while, and yeah, I need to start this series because I've heard really good things about it, so I'm excited that I was able to find book 2 very cheaply. I also picked up Roar by Carmack, another book that I've heard amazing things about, first book in a new series, and I think this is another YA fantasy, but this follows kind of elementals. I think she can control kind of like the weather and stuff like that, our main character. So another one I've heard great things about that I've definitely been curious about, and I picked this one up from Book Outlet for like $2 or $3, so when I saw it there that cheap, definitely needed to pick this one up because I've been wanting to read that series for a while. I also picked up Renegades by Marissa Meyer. This is the first book in a superhero trilogy that she's writing. This was supposed to be a standalone, and then it became a trilogy, but it follows kind of, superheroes in the future, science fiction type thing, which I'm definitely interested in reading. I never continued the Lunar Chronicles after I read Cinder. Maybe one day I will be motivated enough to reread Cinder and continue on with that series. But as of right now, Renegades I think is a series that I'm more interested in by Marissa Meyer. So another exciting one that I was able to pick up from Book Outlet. Another Books A Million pick that I found there was Warcross by Marie Lu, which is another book that I've been definitely wanting to read for a long time now. So I was excited when I found this there for $6, I think it was. Yes, first book in a duology that follows our main character, who's kind of a hacker, and she's part of this kind of big video game thing in this futuristic world that sounds awesome, and I've just been wanting to read this one for a long time now, so I was excited when I saw this one in hardback at Books A Million. I picked up three Jane Austen novels, so the 3 Jane Austen novels that I was actually missing as part of my collection. So I picked up Northanger Abbey, Emma, and Persuasion by Jane Austen, and these are all in the same collection. This is the collection that I've been wanting to collect for a while now. These are the books that from Jane Austen that I've been wanting to have on my shelves. So now I have all 6 books in these amazing covers. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. These are made by Sweetwater Press. I mean, they say Sweetwater Press on it, but then when you go on Books A Million's website, they say that they're from a company called Arcturus Publishing. And yeah, the first 3 books that I have by her, the other 3 are all from Arcturus Publishing. And these covers are all the same style as those, but they're made by Sweetwater Press. So I don't know what's going on with these, but either way, they match. It's a matching set now, so I'm excited to have all of Jane Austen's books in this collection now. I also picked up Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. This is an adult literary fiction series that follows this woman who moves into this rich neighborhood, and everything that's kind of going on within this neighborhood. Everything seems seemingly well, and everyone's pretending to be okay when they're not. So this is the book that I have heard amazing things about. I believe that they're making a TV show out of this book, and I've been definitely curious to check this one out. Another one that was on sale, plus I had a coupon and everything at Barnes & Noble, so I had to pick this one up as soon as I saw it. Another book that I've mentioned on this channel was Aurora Rising by Amie, Kaufman, and Kristoff. This is the first book in a new YA series that they're writing that I've been curious about. So, had this one. Did I pre-order this one? No, I had a coupon, I think it was. I was going to pre-order it, ended up canceling my pre-order because I thought I wasn't going to have enough money, and then Barnes & Noble sent me coupons, so I was able to go into the store and buy it and get it for cheap, so I'm excited to have that as well. A couple more books that I picked up at Books A Million in their bargain section. Wolf by Ryan Groudon. I haven't read anything by Ryan Groudon yet, but I've heard amazing things about her books. I have The Walled City by her that I still haven't read. I have had on my shelf for a couple of years now, but I have to read it because it still sounds amazing. And yes, Wolf by Wolf is there in this new kind of redesigned paperback cover, which I love way more than the original hardback covers. So yeah, I had to pick that one up as soon as I saw it there. And then I also picked up And I Darken by Kirsten White, the first book in a trilogy. Don't remember the name of the trilogy, but it's kind of a female version of Vlad the Impaler, which I've been curious about. And when I saw it there, I said, yes, need to pick it up. It was like $3 or $4. So yeah, definitely curious about this series. Definitely excited that I found that there in their bargain section. Picked this one up from Book Outlet. It is I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter by Erika Sanchez. This is one that I picked up for my wife as well, but one that I'm most likely going to end up reading as well. Don't know what this is about, but this is a YA contemporary. Definitely excited to see if I end up enjoying this one, because I love YA contemporaries every now and then. So this is what I'm curious about, but my wife is most likely going to end up reading it a lot sooner than I am. Another book that I got from Book Outlet, again, that I've been wanting for a very, very long time. I've had on my radar for a long time, and when I saw it there, I think it was like $3. I definitely had to pick it up, and that was Berserker by Amie Laybourne. This is the first book in a series that takes place in, I believe it's 1900s, 1800s or so, but it's a historical fiction. 1883, there we go. 1883, it's a historical fiction. This girl has this power that when she gets angry, she becomes blinded by this rage or whatever. Yes, definitely been excited about this one, and now that I know that it's kind of a historical YA fantasy, definitely going to pick this one up sooner than later and read it, because I haven't really heard anybody talk about this series at all on Book Outlet, but definitely excited to have this one. I also picked up another one that I've had my eye on for a very, very long time, and that is The Valiant by Leslie Livingston. This is a female gladiator type story that I've been really, really curious about for a long time. I've been wanting to read for a long time. I actually ordered this in paperback, and they ended up sending me a hardcover at Book Outlet, which I'm really excited about because I know I ordered a paperback, but the hardcover is even better, so I'm super excited about it, super excited to check out the series and see kind of where it goes. If I end up really loving this one, then I'll pick up the next books in this series, but so far, I'm excited to have book one, because this has been on my radar for a while. I've also had on my radar for a while The Reader by Tracy Chee. This has I've heard mixed things about this one. Some people absolutely end up loving it, and some people just kind of feel mad about it. Another YA fantasy or science fiction type book. I don't really know much about it, but because of recommendations and stuff, I ended up picking it this one because another one that I've heard from people I trust that it's amazing. So definitely want to check this one out. This is another sequel that I picked up, out of, my whole thing about not wanting to pick up sequels without starting the first book, and that is Paper and Fire by Rachel Kane. This is his second book in the Great Library series, but another one that I've heard so many amazing things about this series from people that I really trust that I know I'm going to love book one. So I saw book two there very cheap and picked this one up as well. It's about it's kind of an alternate history, as if the Library of Alexandria had never been burned to the ground. It still exists and is this, huge entity in the world now of all, knowledge and that kind of thing. So have been very curious about this series as well. I also picked up The Plague by Albert Camus. I read The Stranger by Albert Camus my last semester in school. I absolutely ended up loving it. So I've been wanting to check more stuff out by Albert Camus for a while now, so I picked up The Plague. This takes place in a town in North Africa where there's this plague kind of overtaking this town, and it's spreading, and it's about, chaos and all of these kinds of things. But in, Albert Camus form, it's probably going to talk a lot about humanity and morality and that kind of thing. So I'm really excited to pick this one up, hopefully sooner than later, because I've been wanting to read more by him for a while now. And another book that I've had on my radar for a really long time, and it's one of those books that you kind of forget you want until you see it somewhere and remember, oh wait, I've been wanting that book for a while, and that is In Excess Mail by Maggie Shen King. And this is an adult dystopian novel that takes place in the near future in China, where men have slowly not been able to find wives. So with the laws in China where people are encouraged to have boys and not girls, in the future, there are all of these men, because everyone's only allowed to have one boy, that now the men can't find wives because, the wives are not there. No one has been allowed to have girls, so now no one can find wives. So that is kind of the premise of this whole thing, is the men can't find wives because girls were outlawed at one point in China. So yes, very excited to read this one. I've had my eye on it for a long time now, so I was excited to see that one, see it for cheap, and actually remember that I've wanted it. So yeah, picked that one up. And then the last book that I grabbed was Again But Better by Christina Riccio. This is a book that has been, everybody on BookTube knows about, YA Contemporary, Christina Riccio's debut novel that a lot of people have been reading and everything. And yeah, I've been curious about this one. Again, I don't really read a lot of fluffy contemporary ones, but every now and then I do. And this is one that I've been attracted to for a while and wanting to read. Another one that I had a coupon for and went to Barnes & Noble and grabbed. But yeah, I'm excited to read Christina Riccio's debut novel. It sounds really cool. It's gotten, pretty good reviews here and there. So yeah, I'm really excited to get into this one as well, and I'm excited to have this one and support other booktubers. Yeah guys, that is it for this massive book haul right after I did a massive unhaul, but these are all books that I'm very excited about, that I'm very happy to read, very excited to read, and glad that I have. I didn't pick up any random books because they sounded good, or they looked good, or they had a nice cover. Didn't do that this time. These are all books that I genuinely knew what they were about, what the plots were about, or had heard really amazing things about and knew that I was going to be interested in them. So yes, let me know down below if you guys have read any of these, what your thoughts were on them. You guys might sway me to pick some up sooner than later and everything. So yeah, thank you guys all again for watching, and I will see you all next time.